So the next session is all about the breakthroughs. What does it take to overcome the limitations that holds us back, and what does it actually take to rise above each stage and keep going forward and move forward, right? So let's bring out the chart again. Who can take a guess what it takes, the first struggle stage? Who can just like intuitively shout it out, or common sense? Who's got it? Huh? Will? Okay, good, cool. What else?
Did you say to get past the limit?
Yeah, just to break out of limiting belief and get out from the struggle stage and moving on to the preparation stage. How much do you want it? Okay, good, good. What else? What else?
You have to question your assumption.
Question your assumption. That's a good approach to it. Yes, yes. It starts from there, actually. It starts from there, yes.
Are we still using the mic?
Well, you can shout it out. Just shout it out.
Well, rather than saying limiting beliefs, I think in general, if you're defining belief, it's having trust in something that you have no experience of in your own personal world. It doesn't exist there. So if you replace the belief with trust of something that you actually experience, then that can't limit you because you've actually witnessed it.
So you've experienced it, so you can trust in the process. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because if you're being slowed down by a belief, that's because you're being slowed down by something that you haven't even experienced. So
yes, that's correct, yes.
So if you rely on your trust, you can't get in the way.
Right. Okay, so trusting yourself. Trusting yourself, that's ultimately what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but relying on what you actually go through in life rather than your imagination.
Right, okay, so actually just doing it and relying on no matter what.
Challenging with an experience.
Challenging with an experience, yeah. Good, excellent. That's all true. That's all true. So, if that's true, why are people not doing it? Why are they still being held back?
Because belief is reinforced in society over trust.
Okay, yes. Let me tell you a story. There was once upon a time. Who loves stories, by the way?
Stories.
Yeah? Need more stories, right. So let me tell you another story. There was a story, true story, by the way, true story. There was a friend who met up with another friend, obviously, and this friend had a dog. So they met him at a park, right? So they met him at a park. They had a chit chat, and this friend A spoke to friend B. Friend B had a dog, and the dog was sitting right next to, right by the owner, and the dog kept making some weird noises, going, "Oh, oh, oh, oh," and it just wouldn't stop. The dog just wouldn't stop, and the friend A was just like, "Is he okay? Is something wrong with your dog? Is he okay?" And the dog owner actually knew what was going on, because he saw before the dog sat down. The owner actually saw what was happening, and the dog owner said, "Yeah, don't worry too much about it. He's in pain. He's in pain." I said, "Really? Don't you need to take him to the vet?" No. He's in pain, but he's just whining right now. He's not in a lot of pain. He's in some kind of discomfort. Like, why? What's causing that? And the owner was like saying, "Well, before he sat down, I saw a nail, and the dog is sitting on top of that nail right now." And so the friend was like, "That's weird. So why the hell why is the dog not moving out of it? So why is the dog not coming out and not leaving?" And the dog owner said, "Because it's painful for him right now, but it's not enough pain for him to get his ass off. It's causing him discomfort, but it's not enough pain for him to get his ass off." And ironically, that is what most people go through in life. Being stuck in a dead-end job, being in that relationship that isn't true, being unsupported by the family members, not exploring the world. You know, most people are actually experiencing life as that dog. They're going through pain, right? Most people are going through pain in life. They're in the struggle stage. They're victims. They're going through a lot of pain in life. But it's not enough pain. They haven't reached that threshold to say, "Get out, get your ass off." and do something about it. They're content, they're not comfortable, they're being discomfort right now, they're in a lot of pain, but there's not enough pain. And that is why a lot of people are still stuck in this stage, because they are feeling the pain, but it's not enough pain for them to say enough is enough. So actually, on contrary to what most people think to overcome limiting belief is, it isn't to replace it with empowering beliefs, by the way. It isn't, right? You think, oh, if I just replace my limiting belief with more empowering ones, like I believe I can do it and I will do it, that itself is not enough. Because you have to vibrate at a higher vibration. And that vibration is you telling yourself, enough is enough. Because life gives you what you tolerate. Life gives you what you tolerate. Who's ever been bullied before? Who's ever had faced bullying? Yeah, okay, thanks. Thank you for your honesty. And I used to be bullied before. I'm a short kid, right? You know what? Let me ask yourself this question. When was the last time the bullying stopped? When was the last time some bullying stopped?
I moved away.
You moved away? Okay. So you ran away. The bullying stopped when you stood up for yourself. Usually, the bullying never stops. And you know what? Just because you avoided one tough form of bully, isn't it true that in life, other forms of bully comes into your life, whether it's the form of your boss, or relationship, or your parents, or friends, you know. All forms of bullying comes back in one way or another. And the reason why life sends these bullies to you is to empower you. Life is telling you, hey, do something about it. Step up. Step into your power. And the moment you do that, funny thing is magic happens. For some reason, these bullies just disappear from your life. They just go. They just leave you alone. And so the first step is raising your standards in life. The first step, the only thing you can do to get out of this stage is when you start raising your own standards. Is when you tell yourself, enough is enough. I will not tolerate any more of this BS. And another flaw with goal settings. So before I did mention that, there's nothing wrong with goal settings in life. The process works, but most people make the wrong goals. They set the wrong goals, okay? That's one of the flaws. And they don't tell you that in personal development, fortunately. And the second thing that's flawed with goal setting, what people are not aware of, is that goals are like the ceilings. Your goals are high up there, they're your vision, they're your ceiling. So, can everyone please stand up? Please, participants, please stand up. Excellent. So let's do this interesting exercise. So imagine your ceiling, that's where your goals are. Who's got goals in life? Raise a hand. Who's got goals in life? Right. Excellent. So just look up at your goals, look how high they are, and try your best to reach them from where you're standing. Just try your best to reach them. Look, just stick your hand up. That's it. Go on, reach them, reach for your goals, reach for your goals, that's it. Right. That's goal setting, by the way. That's what we call goal setting. However, the first thing you need to do isn't goal setting. The first thing you need to do is raise your standard. And let me share with you why. Because if I raise my standard, I am now much closer to my goal than where I was before. Can you see that? Because I said that I'm raising my standard, I am much more closer to my goals. You can all take a seat. Thank you very much. So that is the reason why raising your standard first before you set any goals in life is important. Why? Because if you say, look, if you set a goal and say, I am going to be the next millionaire, and you're still in this dumpster doing the same old job and you're not ready to leave, do you really think you're going to get there? No. You've got to change. Your lifestyle has to change. Whatever you were doing before has to change. You need to go out of your comfort zone, you've got to learn. You're going to learn and you're going to do things differently. If you stay where you are, you're not going to be able to reach your goals, no matter how much you set them, no matter how motivated you are. It just doesn't work. Why? Because your standards are so low that no matter, whenever something bad happens to you, boom, you go back down, you fall down. So you can climb up the ladder, climb up the ladder, climb up the ladder, and if your standards are low, the higher you climb up you go, guess what? The further down you fall. Who can relate to that? Yeah, thank you for your honesty. That is why a lot of people, when they go for success, I mean, everyone has a different definition of success, and I respect that, but I'm just talking about success in general, to what the most majority perceive it to be. Most people trying to go for success in life, and they climb and they climb and they climb and climb, and then suddenly something happens, something goes wrong, and then boom, they further back down than where they was before. Why? Because they have not raised their standards. Who here has changed from one job to another job before? Or who here has had a higher salary job than they previously had? Thank you. Okay, so let me ask you this question. Would you leave this job and go for a lower paid job? Some people would. Thank you for your honesty. Someone would. Majority of you won't. Why? Because you know you're capable of getting that much. Your standard, if your standard is 30,000, and suddenly someone came up to you and saying, hey, I'd like to offer you a job for 25,000. Would you take it? Depends, okay? But majority of the time, no. If the standards were the same, would you change it? No. Why would you? And this is the reason why, most people, when they get made redundant, ever since 2008, right? 2008, 2009, when we had a recession and many people lost their jobs, a lot of the problem isn't because people can't find jobs. A lot of the problem is because people have a higher standard now. It's like, I fell from manager. A lot of people who got made redundant, by the way, my cousin was one of them. He was at a high managerial position. He was earning something like 70,000. And then when he had to take a hit on his salary and his income, and he was offered a job at 40,000, he wouldn't take it because of his pride. Simply because of his pride. You have a question?
I have heard of some people.
Someone give her a mic, please.
Sorry.
Sorry, what's your name there?
Agnes.
Agnes, can everyone say hi, Agnes?
Hello. Now, I have heard of, I know they might be rare, but I have heard of some people who have done that, like taken a low paid job, just eventually just to be happier.
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
I don't know how you would explain that.
Well, like I said, if the standard was the same, if nothing changed except the salary, would you take it?
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So nothing else would compensate for that, right?
Okay.
So unless something else compensated, it means you value something else. That's fine. That's a different scenario. But majority, I'm talking about in terms of people going for
the same kind of job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you went for the same kind of job with the same salary, with the same position but different salary and the same responsibility, you wouldn't take that job. You wouldn't. And so, because why? Because you're capable. Actually, most people know that when they're capable of making that much money, they won't go back. Why would they? They're capable of making that much money. Why would they go back and take a cut? It doesn't make sense. Because they raise their standards. So the first thing to do in life, to get out of this mess, what we call the struggle stage, is to raise your standard and say, no more. I won't tolerate for it anymore. I can't. And when you raise that standard, you know what? I always say your standard is what you stand on. Okay? It's that floorboard, it's that chair. When you have a higher standard for yourself, when you raise standard for yourself, what are you effectively raising is your self-esteem, your self-respect. You're giving yourself boundaries that people will no longer step over. When you raise standards for yourself, you're telling people that you are worth living in this life and you are worth more. That's what you're saying to yourself. You have that self-esteem and a self-respect for yourself. You're raising that floorboard. Your standards is what you stand on. And if you don't raise your standard, it doesn't matter how high you set your goals, you will never ever reach them. I can promise you that. Set your standards first, then set your goals.